You know, last time I made one of these tariff teardown videos when it comes to EDC prep and survival gear, I thought that might be the last time I talk about it for a while. We're gonna do a little bit of Huck, a little of the Bomb Senso blend coffee. This is Trade Coffee, pretty good stuff, trade.com. Not affiliated, I just use them myself. 18 grams in, 36 grams out, and I think we'll bust just maybe 50 grams out. Do a lungo. But here's the thing. The other day, I got an email from Anchor, and I'm not picking on Anchor. I'm not calling out Anchor. I use their products. I use other brands' products. I use Sarge. That's not the point. The point being is I got an email from Anchor, and they were rewatching one of the videos that I made for a product that in the past that they sent to me, and they were just letting me know that my link in the video needed to be updated. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, which video is it? Which product? Yada, yada, yada. So I go to update the link to the video, and it's for this product here. This is the Anchor Power Bank. This is the 548 power bank. Nice little power bank. I keep this on my coffee area, and I charge random things with it, camera equipment, cell phone, stuff like that. This thing here, so as I'm updating the link, I decide to rewatch the video. I'm like, you know, I'll go back and critique my own work, make sure everything sounds good. Give me a second. So as I go back and I'm watching the video, I'm watching it in the background as I'm updating the link, right? And so I'm listening to the words coming out of my mouth, and then I'm looking at the pricing of the screen as I click to update this link. And they are not exactly the same, meaning the pricing that I said in the video is said that you should not buy this specific power bank unless you can get it for $85, 80 bucks. They had it 80 bucks on a Black Friday sale. You know, don't buy for the MSRP, which I think is $146. $99 is okay. That's the type of language I was using in the video. I go to update the link today, and the sale price on Amazon for this thing is $119. And the sale price often for this always was $99. Sometimes it dropped to $89. Black Friday it dropped to 80 bucks, but it was always $99. Like I track this thing a lot. I kind of understand where it always laid, where it stayed. And so then I started looking at other Anchor products. And not the bigger power stations, I think that pricing is more noticeable, but other DC only power stations, or they have an AC version of these power stations, all those prices have quietly creeped up as well. We have all these price increases that are just happening slowly, and I think it's because of the tariffs. Now, I'm saying this, I'm not an expert on trade. I do have some stuff shipped in from overseas. The stuff that I have shipped in are not raw goods, they're finished goods, except for a couple of things that I make here in the man cave. Now, the cost for those items that I have, those items went up because I thought they went up because of they got rid of the $800 exception. Most of the stuff that I have shipped in is below 800 bucks, and I wasn't paying any type of duties on those, and they got rid of that exception, and my cost went up, and I thought it was because of the $800 rule. Maybe that's a part of it. Maybe it's the tariff stuff as well. But the point being is, yes, pricing for items for major brands has quietly went up. And I do believe it has to do with the tariffs. That's number one when it comes to prepping for your SHTF. So what am I thinking about buying or wanting to buy, or am I going to snatch up very, very soon? That's hard to say. We had to buy a washing machine recently because, as handy as I think that I am, ours finally shit the bed after 10 years. I wanted it to go 20 years. I don't know. I feel like my parents and grandparents' washing machines easily went 20 or 30 years. Now we have washing machines that are going 5, 10 years. I think they have too much technology inside, but I've replaced the board, I've replaced the console, I've replaced the latch several times. listen, when I bought that washer in 2015, I paid 579 for it, 5.3 cubic liters or cubic feet or whatever it is of space, the big boys, the ones that can wash a king size comforter. So I'm thinking to myself, I got a family of 7, I got to get another 5.3. This time I think I want to get myself an agitator versus an impaler. I kind of just want to go old school with it. So I decide to start looking, and we went from Whirlpool to GE. My GE cost me almost 800 bucks. I think it was a little bit less than that because I bought it through the base website connected to Home Depot. So I got it tax free and I got free delivery. But the point is that the pricing has gone up, and a lot of washing machines are made in America. I don't know if everything about them are manufactured in the United States or some stuff is manufactured elsewhere. But the point being is, it's just like I noticed the pricing for inflation higher on my washing machine. I definitely noticed the pricing going up on stuff like this anchor system, which is not necessarily because inflation. I think this has to do with the tariff. If you don't need it, guys, we might be back in that position where we just kind of standing fast. We're kind of holding fast. And that has to do with more than just like the pricing of stuff like this. The price of used cars is going through the roof and people are not buying. The price of new cars going through the roof and people are not buying. I've been pricing trying to buy my 16-year-old a $5,000 or below used car. And for me, I was waiting for tax season to be over because a lot of people get their tax returns, then they run out, they buy a car. So I was waiting for dealers to go to auctions, buy new cars, replenish their stock, etc., etc. But I'm kind of seeing that for $3,500, a $4,000 car I could have got 7 years ago is not the same as 2025. It seems to be a less of a value when it comes to those items. Speaking of value, look at that Lungo thing is looking delicioso. Let's clean up my puck. So I don't know where we go when it comes to your EDC gear, your prep gear. What are you guys noticing when it comes to stuff like knives, multi-tools, flashlights? Are you seeing the prices go higher? Because I have seen stuff, I have seen pricing for items just be completely unconfirmed. And so I have a couple of unreleased items that I'm expected to do a video on very, very soon. These items are mostly kind of under embargo. They're all made in China, okay? And I have been getting delay after delay, whether they are power stations, flashlights, not really knives. Knives, a lot of these knife companies are seeming to keep a lot of their stuff. They keep a lot of their inventory in warehouses here in the United States. But these like flashlights and bigger power stations, I'm looking at one now that recently it was supposed to drop early this month. Now they're expecting to drop it later on this month. Like the pricing for these tariffs are really, really seeming to affect stuff. It's becoming increasingly harder for me to think about recommending stuff because I don't know what the pricing is going to be in a couple of months. I mean, imagine you watched the video that I made on this 4 months ago, and I'm telling you, only buy it if you can find it for about $85. It's a steal of a deal at 80 bucks, but at $99, I won't be butthurt. And you can only not find this at 120. And this is the older version of these things. They've since updated it. It works better with their app, all sorts of stuff. The crazy thing is you would be wondering, X, what the hell were you would almost be led to believe that my video was 6 years old. No, it's literally 4 months old. Just made it recently. Taking a sip. So that's the thing is like, if you can stay in a holding pattern, if you can hold off, I wouldn't be making any crazy purchases. I didn't even want to buy that washing machine, but I didn't have a choice. And the crazy thing is if anybody else has had a bad experience with the GE Profile washing machine, comment down below because I got it. I took delivery. I did 9 loads. 2 of those loads were cleaning loads to clean the washing machine. And the washer no longer since it's closed. I've been without a washer now for 11 days. And I have to get let them warranty it, and I've been banging the drums about it. And maybe I should just do a whole video about this shitty ass washer. It has too much technology in it, but that's neither here nor there. The first thing, tariffs. If you don't need it, stay in a holding pattern. Don't buy it. Second thing is measles have crossed over 1,000 cases quietly. We have our Secretary of Health and Human Services doing shit like swimming in the contaminated creek, which is known for having high levels of feces with his grandchildren. To each their own. Okay, I'm not here to talk to politics. I'm here to talk about what is going on in regards to the measles outbreak. Dozens, nearly a dozen, if not more than a dozen states, most of them out down here in the Southwest and South Texas and Texas in general, New Mexico, all over the country. Now we've crossed over 1,000. We have surpassed the number of cases that we had in many years previous. We've had a lot of people die. I say by a lot, I mean more than one. For me is a lot for this type of disease. It's getting close to home here in Collin County, Texas. Still got a lot of folks who are anti-vax, which is your prerogative, but I'm just concerned about if you have a long expansion since you got your MMR vaccine, like this guy, like I'm 40 years old, about to be in a couple of months. I haven't had an MMR vaccination in, I don't know, since I was in a toddler. So how effective is it for people like me? How much can I protect my family? I have my 2-year-old who also needs to get her updated shots. Is she susceptible to it? I'm sending her off to daycare and all that type of stuff. If you don't have a DIY med kit and ability to sense and to be able to see if anything is going on with your body, you should be putting one together. N95 mask, the ability to get that vaccination if you see fit. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm doing it for my family. I got it for myself. I'm 40 years old now. I'm feeling pretty good. So I'm using myself as a test case. But that is a concern for me. Okay, number one, the tariffs. Number two, quietly, is the measles. Number three is there's so much chaos going on when it comes to immigration and who's being let in, who's being sent out, all that type of stuff. I'm very, very worried as more people are being stripped away of their protective status, which I don't particularly have a dog in the fight when it comes to protective status. I just don't think that many people are self-deporting. I keep seeing stuff coming out from the Department of Homeland Security, stuff coming out from the White House, telling people that they need to self-deport. That would be best for them. And I just don't imagine that happening. So now the propensity of folks being here out of desperation and doing things that they should not do for work or criminal wise, it rises. Taking a sip. Oh, that's good. And when it rises, it does lead to people doing idiotic things. Without rule of law is, I'm not necessarily too concerned about it. I'm not too concerned about, you know, that targeted killings and that type of stuff. That stuff's low on the totem pole. But people who have desperate means and desperate measures start to can affect your castle and your household. People lose medical coverage, or people lose their housing, or people are no longer here on a legal status, start to do some illegal shit, possibly. I'm not saying all of them will. It makes no sense to put everybody under an umbrella. But I do want to think about you cautioning yourself and always protecting yourself if you can. If you're an advocate of the second A, considering watching my videos recently when I talk about the minimum amount of ammo I believe that you should have when it comes to practice in specialty ammo, get yourself to the range, look into different videos I have when it comes to on-body CCW, off-body CCW. I'm gonna start doing some more videos about preparing your ARs, preparing your shotguns for use in home. I'm not gonna use an AR inside my house, but that type of stuff for use inside your house. What are you going to use? You know, how are you going to keep that stuff at the ready? What are you going to do for your vehicles as well? So that's a concern for mine as well. The increasing of folks being deported, that might be a good thing, you know, when it comes to if you're here, you're not supposed to be here, and you go through due process, then you got to take your ass back to your country. But the folks who aren't, and can get into things that I'm not the biggest fan of, does make me draw pause. Tariffs, measles, people with desperation because they no longer have status and they're now illegal immigrants. Those are the things that keep me up at night. Those are the things I think about. I thought I was done thinking about the tariff stuff. I mean, I heard that they were thinking about the 145% tariffs. I did a whole video about it, was feeling really good. Then I started seeing videos, and I have buddies who have less things coming at the ports, who are ordering less stuff from China. That stuff can take a month to a few months to come over on a ship. So I had one buddy who had something coming over from overseas from China. It got to the Panama Canal and it was transported to an American ship. As soon as it gets transported to an American ship, you have to pay the duty. You now have to pay the duty. He had to pay 145% for the goods that he was having shipped in. He decided not to pay it. So when that happens, the stuff is placed in an embargo area. It's placed in warehousing, and you have to decide. And they're only going to keep it there for so long. So the items are sitting there until either A, you can afford the tariff, or you sometimes people will sell the goods, especially if they're finished goods. He works in toys, okay? And the crazy thing is he decided not to have the stuff transferred to the American ship because it just wasn't worth it. How many other people are making those type of decisions? I mean, that's going from a Chinese ship in the Panama Canal to an American ship. I didn't know that was still a thing until I talked to him. And that's something that even if it going down to 30%, he says that's still higher than what he was paying before this presidency. And I did not know that. I thought the tariffs were, I thought they were already 30%. They weren't. The point being is now, even 30% is a hard ask when it comes to partially finished goods, fully finished goods, or things he intends to manufacture. That's a tough pill to swallow. I think that can still be meaning that you need to keep yourself in a holding pattern because there's still going to be companies that are everything from Best Glide ASC when it comes to some of their equipment coming in that's not made in America, survival equipment, prep equipment, where you might want to just pump your brakes. First time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. Everyone else, we'll speak soon.